Good afternoon. This is Radwan from Agribusiness Department. Me, on behalf of Dr. Riyad, I will discuss with you the time series calculations since you have many compliments or many inquiries um, including this chapter. So I will discuss with you the calculation part. And the rest of the chapter is something like is a theoretical, so it's very easy to memorize it, yeah. And it's very simple. So the theoretical part is you have to memorize it, and I will not discuss it. I will discuss the calculation part. Okay, so in slide 5, you'll find out the analysis of time series using the method of least squares. Okay, so the least square have two forms here. The first one is equal y hat a plus b of x plus e. The a represents here the intercepted part if we have a curve, and the intercepted part will represented by a, and b is equal to the slope of the curve, and e is equal to the error. Okay, there's another form which is y hat equals the average of y values plus bracket summation of multiplication of x and y over or divided by summation of x square close the bracket and x. Okay, where the y hat is the trend and the x represents the time. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, if we have here the years from 2008 till 2018 and the sales for each year. Okay, and I want to forecast the next years 2019, 2020, 2021. How I should do that? How I can calculate or forecast or predict the sales for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021. Okay, let's get started. For here, I have to calculate the value of each term here. So for each term, I should make a column in order to calculate it first, then apply the rule here. So first of all, I have to calculate every term here. How should I do that? Okay, here the years here, I will write the years down here 20, from 2008 till 2018. Then I will put the sales which is represented by y here, the same I will put it here. Okay, and here to the value of x which represents the time. Okay, so first of all I have to count the years, to count up the years. The years from 2008 and 2018 is 11 years. So I have to identify or to highlight the middle year. What is the middle year here? The middle year is 2013. Okay, so you will find out here it is followed by 5 years, and there is a previous 5 years also, so it is the middle year 1 2 3 4 5 here, and there is above and below this years you will find out 2014, 2015, and which are 5. So you have a brief 5 years and it's followed by another 5 years. So at the middle year I will put here the value of x which is 0. The above years will be negative years, and the followed years are positive years. So I will start by the negative. The negative one here will start with 2012, negative 1, 2011, negative 2, 2010, negative 3, 29, negative 4, 208 is negative 5. And the same but in the opposite sign, which is positive sign from the followed year. The followed year is 2014, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if I want to calculate or to identify the values of x's here at this example, I first step I had to highlight or to identify the middle year, which is 2013. It is the year in which it is followed and bred by this equal number of years. Here is 5 years above and 5 years below. So it is the middle year. Then I will put the x value for it is 0, and I will start counting by negative for the previous years and the years followed by its it is positive years. Okay, that's I think it is very easy. So then I had to calculate x square. Okay, x squared, which is what means I will do something. Negative 5 power 2 it's equal 25. Negative 4 power 2 is equal 16. Negative 3 power 2 is equal 9. It's using your calculators for sure if you want to not do any defect or mistake. So I will calculate the x power x square for every x value. Okay, then I had to calculate x multiply value. How I could do that? 50.5 multiply x is equal negative 25 too, using your calculator also. And the values of from 2009, 36.5 multiplied by negative 4 it's equal negative 1456. Okay, so do this for all the year. Then I had to calculate the totals for every value here. The value is the totals of y, the totals of x squared, the total of x multiply y. Here is the total. If you're using your calculator sum for this, do the summation for this column and do another summation for x squared and another summation for x multiply y. Do the summation using your calculators. Okay, then I had to apply the rule, which is the average of y. How I could identify the average of y. Put on your consideration, and this is not total. This is the average. This is the total. This is x squared is the total 110. If you sum of this value, do the sum for these values, it will give you 110, and do another summation for x multiply y. Do a summation for this value, it will give you negative 86.9. But here is the average of y. How I could calculate the average? Average is equal to the summation over the number of the year. Do the summation 50 plus 36 plus 43 and so on, divided or over the number of the year. Here I have 11 years, 1 2 3 4 5, so I will make the average divided by the number of the year, which is giving to me 39.95. Then I will do the summation of x squared. Where is the summation of x squared? It's 110, so I will put it here. What is the summation of x multiply y? Here is the summation of x multiply y. Okay, so I will do a direct substitution in the main equation here. Y hat is equal to the average, which is 39.6, plus the summation of x multiply y from the previous table, then divided by 110 from the table also. It will give me this equation. This equation is so important. Put it in your mind. This equation, I will use it later in order to forecast the upcoming year. And don't forget that y hat represents the sales and x represents the time. Okay, move to another slide here. I want to calculate the trend value. How I could calculate the trend value? Okay, I had the years here also from 2008 to till 2018. Okay, how I could calculate these values? Okay, I will use this equation and remove or replace the x by the corresponding year value. How could I do that? Okay, for instance, here you had the x of 2008 is equal negative 5. So for 2008, I will remove x and I will replace it by negative 5. So please hold your calculators and calculate with me. 39.95 negative 0.79 open bracket, then add negative 5 close the bracket. It will give you this number using the same formula for 2009. How I could do this? I will see, or I will check the year value for x. 2009, the value is negative 4, so I will replace x by negative 4. 39.95 negative 0.79. I will open the bracket, is equal negative 4 close the bracket. It will give you 43.1. Using the same pattern, you will calculate the other year. Okay, so it's very easy. The trend value I will remove. It's very easy. remove the x value and represent it with its value, which is corresponding to the year that I want to calculate. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, here also I want to calculate what is the white hat is equals the time. So I will put the the t, which is the time or the trend here. So then I will calculate the e, which is the error. So how I could calculate the error? I will do the difference between y and y hat, and don't forget the y hat is equal to the trend. So y hat and the trend are equal are the same. So I want to calculate the e. E is equals to y minus y hat. So 50.5 minus 43.9, it will give you 6.6. 2009, I want to calculate the error for it. 36.5 minus 43.1, it will give you 6.6. So using the same pattern or same way, I will calculate the upcoming year till 2018. Okay, so let's check this graph. Here, y is equal to the trend. The trend of the sales looks up and down. But if you focus on this graph, you'll find that graph is go up and down, but it is directed to down. It is somehow going to down. Its value is decreased by time. It's it's up and down here. But if you if you find out this curve, it's go down. It started with 50 and down to something like 35, then it's up to 41 or 42, but its value is minimum than its beginning, which is 50, so it's somehow going down. So this t represents the trend, how is the final or the total direction of the curve. The total direction of the curve is here is go down. So the red one give me this explanation. He tells me the time or the trend. He gives me something like, yeah, it goes down. It's down curve slope. Okay, so let's move on. So I want to calculate something like the percentage of y over t multiplied by 100. I want to get this percentage. I want to know what is the percent of y over t. What is the percent of y over t? So if I want to do that, it's very simple formula. I will divide y by t multiplied by 100. I have the t, which is calculated earlier, and have a y, which is given. So I will using here something like 50 minus 5 over, or divided by 43.9, it will give me 115%. And 2009 here, 36.5 over 43.1 multiplied by 100, it's equal 84.7. It's a matter of simple calculations using your calculator. Using your calculator, do this with me. For 2010, 43 divided 42.3, it's equal 101.6. Okay, so let's move on to the other step. Okay, if I wanna, which is our aims today, how to forecast the upcoming year. I want to forecast the years from 2019 till 2021, 2022. How could I do this? Okay, so first of all, I have the years and I have the given y. So how could I forecast the upcoming year? Okay, look, do you remember this question? Do you remember this? It is the same as here. It is the same equation as here. Okay, so I want to calculate, for instance, we have given here 2018. It is the last year, so I wanna start from here. I wanna to calculate the 2019 value. How could I do this? First of all, if I put the 2019 in this table, look at me here. If I put here, if you remember here, I identified the middle year, which is 2013. Then I numbered the year above and after with negative and positive values. So 2019 is after 2018, which is the positive value. So I give here 6. If I put here something like 2019, if 2019 is after this year, it will given by 6, not 5. Let's do it here. I will add a column, for instance. mm -mm. Okay, let's delete this one. Make it something like 2019. It will be, if I want to calculate, yeah, it will be here 6. So the value of x for 2019 is x, using the same equation here. So I will use this equation and I will put here 6. Okay, let's get started here. This is the equation and I want to calculate 2019. I will put here 6, and please hold your calculator with me, and it is equal to 39.95 negative 0.79. Remove x and put 6. It will give you 35.2. Okay, what about 2020? It is the same here. It will be 7, since it is after 2019. It will be, we're given the number 7. It's a number, it's a order, you know. So I will, using this equation, 39.95 minus 7, sorry, minus 0.79, open the bracket, put 7 and close the bracket. It will equals to 34.4, and so on. So the point at this, the point to sum up these areas, I wanted to memorize these equations, especially this one, and to identify the middle year, to put it 0 and calculate the value of x. Then I made a column for every term, x squared, x multiply y, and so on. Calculated the t value in order to calculate the percentage of t value of y over t value. And if I want to forecast, I only change the value of x according to the position or the order of the year. Okay, I think it's very easy, guys. It's a matter of direct substitution and memorizing the laws. Okay, here is another calculation. It's called seasonal index number. For instance, if I want to estimate the average of each month, A, which is A, and estimate the average of 12 months, which is B, and the seasonal index number is equal A over B multiplied by 100. Let's go further bit by bit. Okay, if I and here it's very easy if I want to estimate the average and so on. So let's move. Okay, here if I had a table here, and I have the wholesale price local of potato, LE per kilogram from 2012 to 2014. This is 3 years. This is the values of the wholesale price for every month from January, February, and so on till December. So the seasonal index number of wholesale is equal to, if you remember here, I want to estimate the average of A. What is the average here? What is the average of A? Average of A is summation of those 3 years over what? Over the number. I have how many years? I have 3 years. So I will sum this plus this divided by 3, which is the numbers of the year. I had 3 years, 2012, 2013, 2014. So I have 3 years. So the first step, I had to calculate the average A. The average A is the summation of those 3 values. Using your calculator with me, please. 3.8, right? 3.8 plus 3.66 plus 3 divided by 3. It will give you this value. Along this, as this, using this formula, I will something like, I will calculate those 3 values here also. I want to calculate the average A for February. How could I do that? 3.24 plus 3.7 plus 3.02. It will give me 3.32. So as I finished here the average of A, which is summation of the 3 years over the 3 for every month, I want to calculate the average B. Average B, it will be something like the summation of this column, do the summation for these all values divided their numbers. How many months here? I have 12 months. So I will sum all these values and I will divide it by 12. It will give me this value. So as you know, I will write it down here. The average of anything here is equal to the summation of values, the sum of values divided by the numbers. It's very easy. If I want to get the average of anything, I will sum its values over the numbers. So I want to calculate the average B, which is represented the estimate of the average of 12 months. I want to calculate the average for this 12 months. So I will sum these values over their numbers. What is the number? 1, 2, 3, 4? I will have 12 months, so it will give me 3.68. So I have here I calculated the average of each month, and the estimated the average of 12 months P, which is B, and I want to get this value, this seasonal index. So I will make A divided by B multiplied by 100. So I have here the A's and I have the B. So I want to calculate the percentage. How come? I will do this 3.49 over 3.68 multiply 100. It will give me 95. Again, for February, I will do this, which is A 3.32 divided by 3.68 multiply 100. It will give me 90.3%. Again, for March, 3.34 divided 3.68. It will give me 90.7, and so on until I finish the 12 month. So that is the seasonal index number. Okay, and here is the seasonal index number for the wholesale price of the fitness. This curve represented the percentage here. If I put this percentage here is the percentages, and here is the month. So if I draw the curve, it will be something like that. It's very easy, and this graphs here is to make you understand more about the presentation of the data. Our data here, I calculated something and I want to interpret it, and I wanted to explain it over a graph. So the next section of our chapter today is very easy. It is a matter of memorizing and studying these equations. If you memorize and studied hard these equations, you will be able to solve the upcoming problems. And somehow I will not solve it with you, since it's so important. I will give you something like a hint or a background about it. For instance, if I want to have a data and I want to calculate something absolute market margin, how I could do that, how I could calculate it. First of all, the wholesale margin is equal to wholesale price minus farm gate price, and the retail margin is equal to retail price minus wholesale price. And if I want to estimate the distribution of consumer pounds for commodity, farm gate share, it's equal to farm gate price over retail price multiplied by 100, wholesale share. Okay, I want to remember something. If I want to calculate any share, so I want to multiply by 100 here. Any share, I want to multiply it by 100, since it is a percentage. So the wholesale, the farm gate, I will start with farm gate price over retail price. Wholesale share is wholesale margin over retail price. Retail share is retail margin over retail price. All of them is divided by retail price multiply 100. Okay, so it's very easy. It's a matter of memorizing and studying the laws. Just study and memorize these laws, and you will be able to solve any problem. Here another equation: the estimation of relative marketing margin between farm and wholesale. It's equal to margin here means difference. Any margin here means difference. and if you'll find a percentage, you will divide it by 100. Okay, so it's a matter of memorizing. As I said, you have to memorize all these laws in order to solve the upcoming equations or problems. The marketing efficiency is important also, it's equal 100. And here at this law, I want to focus on the brackets. The brackets is so important in order to calculate the accurate number. If you write this the same equation without the brackets, you will get the wrong answer. So be able or be careful when you are using your calculators to write the brackets as the same as here, as the same order. Okay, so I have here the years, and I have here the farm gate price and wholesale price, and under the retail price. So I want to calculate the wholesale margin and the retail margin. Okay, go back here. What is the wholesale margin? It's equal wholesale minus farm price. So the wholesale price here is equal to wholesale price minus farm gate price. Okay, wait a minute, please. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, here I want to calculate the wholesale margin. It's equal to, look, wholesale price minus farm gate price. So wholesale price minus farm gate, this one minus this one, it will give me 0.04. For 2001, I want to calculate the wholesale margin. The wholesale margin is equal to wholesale price minus farm gate price. It will be equal to 0.23 and so on. Here I want to calculate the retail margin. Back to the laws. If you want to calculate in a column, please back to the laws. This table is given. I will give you the farm gate, the wholesale, and the retail, and I'm asking you to calculate this one and this one, the wholesale and retail margin. I calculated the wholesale, so I want to calculate the retail margin. Back to the laws. What is the retail? The retail margin is equal to what? Retail price minus wholesale price. Okay, so what is the retail? Here is the retail minus farm gate. So I will do this minus this one. It will give me 0.24. Okay. Okay. Again, I want to calculate the retail is I want to calculate something like the 2002 for retail margin. What is the retail margin? Again to the laws. The retail margin equal retail price minus wholesale. What is the retail price? Where is the retail price minus wholesale? This one minus I'm sorry, this one minus this one is equal to the retail margin. Again for 2002, the retail margin is equal to what? What is the retail margin? The retail margin is equal to, using the same law, retail minus wholesale. What is the retail? 2002, 0.93 minus wholesale. Okay, using the laws, you will calculate it very easily. Okay, another one. Estimate the distribution of consumer bound for commodity. I want to calculate the farm gate share, the wholesale share, the retail share. Again here and here again. Where is the shares? Farm gate share is equal to farm gate over retail over multiplied by 100. The wholesale share is equal to wholesale margin over retail price multiplied by 100, and so on. If you're using these equations, you will find out all of these shares. Okay, it's very easy, guys. So if I do a graph and I will calculate the average for sure, how someone tells me how I could calculate the average for this column, the average of farm gate is equals to what? The summation of all values divided by the numbers. What is the numbers? The number of the year. So I will do summation for all these values divided by the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. So I will sum this over 15. It will give me 43.7. The same here. I will sum this one and divide it by 15 and so on for the upcoming column. And if I draw a pie chart, I will find out that the farm gate is equal 44% and the wholesale is 33% and retail price is 23%. So I want to calculate here the relative market margin between farm gate and wholesale prices. If I want to calculate the relative margin, back to the laws of relativity. Where is the laws of relativity? Go again. Where is the relative? Here is the relative. Follow the laws, please, and you calculate the answer. Okay, here is if I want to calculate the relative margin between farm and the wholesale. Okay, here is the law, and here is the answer law for the second one. The relative margin market between wholesale and the retail. The relative market margin for farm and the retail. Okay, use these laws. Please use these laws to solve these simple equations. Okay, so it's very easy as I said. Okay, if I want to calculate the same as here, if I want to calculate something like the marketing efficiency and so on, the marketing efficiency, it will be calculated from also the equations above. So in order to guarantee the second part of this chapter, you have to focus on those two two slides, which is slide number 18 and slide number 19. If you memorize these laws, you will calculate any requirement in the exam. Okay, hope I discussed it very well, and if you need a question, don't be shy and ask me immediately. And I want to ask to inform you something. The chapter regarding to chapter 5, it is a theoretical part. So how I can something like to introduce it or to interpret it again. It is already it is a theoretical, so it is depending on your memorizing. Okay, guys, so you have to study chapter 5 by yourself. It is something like it is memorizing. Dr. Riyad said to me, please discuss for them the calculations, since the calculations need more illustration. So I illustrated for you the seasonal index and the least square method in order to calculate or to forecast the upcoming years. So if you need any questions, please inform me immediately. Hope I answered your questions, and if you need anything, ask me again. Okay, goodbye.